Resistance is futile.
Alright, what an intro, am I right, folks? Well, I wanted something exciting because what I'm about to say next might sound lame, but I swear it's actually really futuristic and important, especially if you are involved in web development at all, and doubly, triply so if you're not familiar with GEO. You're going to want to pump up the volume and lock in. You know those citations that are finally all the rage in LLM chatbots? Shout out to the AI old heads. You remember having to include cite your sources in the prompts? Oh man, 2024 was so long ago. Remember the clothes? How embarrassing to think I used to dress like that. Yes, these citations. Well, let's talk about them. Citations, that's what we're talking about. And GEO, which stands for Generative Engine Optimization. Now, even though organic Google traffic has dropped off just south of 40% since 2025, things don't have to be so bleak, especially since you're allowing me to brighten things up. GEO is how you get an LLM to care about you and yours. GEO is the new SEO. Want to sound smart in an interview? Ask them how they're handling their GEO. Chances are they are not, and you can sound super smart and get that job you've always wanted. All thanks to your favorite friendly skeleton, Johnny Fortune. Well, while SEO and keyword search optimization might be dead, fear not, friend, because a lot of the tips, tricks, and best practices that ruled the web in the before AI time, they are still relevant, relied upon, and really important, albeit with a bit of a twist, tweak, and 2 scoops of tailoring HTML tags. So grab your bootstraps and let's get busy pulling as we cover 5 things you can do to make sure your site is ready for the generative engine optimized world we now live in. Point 1. Make your content accessible for AI crawlers. Much like ensuring A11Y compliance, AI bots also need a little assistance. For instance, you need to allow AI bots in your site's Robot.txt. You need to use server-side rendering because any content that loads via JS after a page load might as well be invisible. Create an llms.txt file to guide AI systems. Check out this example, for instance. Implement structured data, aka schema.org markup, for FAQs, how-to articles, products, your organization, and anything else schema.org supports or that you can bend to your content. Of all of these, the text files are obviously the easiest to implement. What isn't, or what I personally see way too many sites not doing, is structured content. Now, personally, if you check out human.com, you'll see each and every page is loading a specifically formatted JSON object that describes exactly what's on the page in a way a bot will understand. Structured markup is actually as old as dirt, and real SEO pros will be very familiar with it. It's a great way of helping Google to understand your page content. With the world now being run by bots, it's even more important now than it ever was. I could and probably should make an entire video on it, as there are a number of ways to implement it and the various types of data objects you can create. However, as that's not really the point of this video, I'll give you the quick lay of the land that should fit 90% of the situations. Basically, you figure out what each page is on about. Is it an article? Is it a product? Is it a person? Is it an organization? Maybe it's a recipe or an FAQ page. All of these categories have corresponding structured data objects that you populate and load alongside the regular data. You can even combine, mix and match, whatever. How do you load them? Well, it's simple. You create a script tag that is made up of a JSON object. It's that easy. The JSON object contains the various key value pairs. If we're doing a blog article, think title, content, blog text, etc., etc. If you're using Laravel or Python or any major CMS, it probably has a schema plugin. If you're not, you're just creating a JSON object, and that's like day one stuff. So plugin or not, you're just taking whatever is on the page and repeating it in a structured way that bots can understand. Okay, back to these main points. Point 2, create AI-friendly content structuring. This means use clear heading hierarchy, one H1 followed by various H2s, H3s, etc., all in a cascading linear line of increasing numbers and decreasing importance to the main heading. Write short paragraphs. bullet points and lists and tables. AIs love scannable tables the same way bitches love cannons. Adopt an answer-first style. Lead with direct, concise answers to common questions, then add supporting details. If you're doing proper heading hierarchy, this should be easy. Your main heading contains the main bit of info for the page, and everything after that is just details and expanding upon the main topic, reiterating, citing more examples, etc., etc. Point 3. Build authority and credibility signals. This one is very easily said. I mean, I just said it. However, getting it done is not so easy. It requires you actually get good. AI don't want no scrubs. Noah don't want no spam. An SEO scrub is a site getting skipped by GPT, buying links on the Adsense side of a low-grade ride, trying to get a citation from GPT. Okay, well, you'll get no clicks from GPT is what I'm saying. What else I know is it's hard to get love on Reddit, X, YouTube, etc. You've got to be knowledgeable, genuine, quick-witted, and have something worthwhile to say. If your site and content don't meet those qualifications, outside of live stream failures, you might struggle to get referenced, and it might be time to either retire or step up, because without other people referencing you as someone worth listening to, AI bots are not going to take you seriously. Another thing to mention here is something YouTube creators know all too well. If you want the algorithms to pick you, you gotta post a lot. Without fresh content that's updated frequently, LLMs are gonna see you as a scrub, and GPT ain't gonna give you no love. Okay? Point 4 out of 5. Assuming you've decided to put your game face on and get busy publishing bangers, you need to focus on entity and brand signals. So if you've got a product or an app or a podcast, you need to shout that shit loud and proud. Mention the exact name of the podcast, app, etc. all across your site, and do so consistently. If you sometimes capitalize the second word of your title and sometimes don't, that's bad. Don't do that. Be consistent with your branding and be bold by building topic clusters around your core product or idea. So if you've got a game, put it on your site and then blog about it. Write about how you made each level and include the game title in each one, like building the legend of my site, level 1, building the legend of my site, enemy AI, etc., etc. By repeatedly tying your brand with that topic consistently, that's going to get you citations. And if you're still listening to this after my No Scrubs remix, then you must really, really want citations. Point 5, the last major point in this video. After this, we're done for the day, class. This is measure and iterate. You're going to want to start using tools and LLMs themselves to grade your homework and find out what AI thinks of your content. Then follow their suggestions to improve. You can use traditional SEO tools to fix obvious things like heading hierarchy and structured content. And improving your SEO will help your GEO. Finally, start querying the LLMs for the topics you're talking about and keep grinding until you can get your site to start popping up. Just like SEO, there is no silver bullet, but unlike SEO, there is nothing stopping you. There is no gatekeeper you need to buy off like there is with getting to the top of Google search results. And in a way, AI is kind of the great equalizer where the cream rises to the top. R.I.P. Mantra Man. Pro tip, before you do any of this, first, do an audit. Figure out where you are at with your page structure, structured data, story structure, structurally sound articles, and well-structured journalistic pyramids. Start querying LLMs and see how far you are from getting cited. Then work towards correcting those issues. Otherwise, this will just seem like a mountain too high. Alright, that's it for this video. Now, if you would like some one-on-one help, reach out to me through Human or leave a comment, hit me up on X. I'm easy to get a hold of, that's what I'm trying to convey here. Also, if you do check out the blog article I just published about this topic, you can find links to various tools, example code to get you started optimizing, and even more detailed details detailing the directions and directives I've dictated and described. Alright, please like me, leave a comment. Love note, hate mail, all attention is good attention, and hopefully come back for the next video. I have made some progress on my Godot RPG, and I might publish some updates on that next. Peace.